In the lush, rolling landscapes of Ebonyi State, where the red earth meets the deep green of the rainforest, lies the ancient community of Oshiri. While the history of this land is often told through the migrations of great men like Ezekpeku, the spiritual heartbeat of the people has always belonged to the waters. This is the story of Ogbuanyanwu, the formidable river goddess of Oshiri, the mother of the tides and the keeper of the people's destiny. The emergence of the mother. Centuries ago, when the founders of Oshiri first crossed the great Ebonyi River, they found a land that was fertile but silent. The soil was rich, yet the rains were erratic, and the people struggled to find a steady source of life. Legend has it that a young maiden named Adama, known for her beauty and her devotion to the land, disappeared one evening while fetching water at the banks of a small, unnamed stream. For 7 days, the community mourned her. On the 8th day, the stream began to swell. The water, which had been murky, turned crystal clear, reflecting the brilliant gold of the sun. From the depths of the water, Adama emerged, but she was no longer a mere mortal. She was draped in coral beads that shimmered like liquid fire, and her eyes held the depth of the ocean. She declared herself Ogbuanyanwu, the sun slayer, or killer of the sun's heat, for she had come to cool the land and provide for her children. The goddess and the land. Ogbuanyanwu became the spiritual guardian of Oshiri. Unlike other deities who demanded fear, she was a mother of abundance. It is said that in times of great famine, the river would overflow with fish that practically leaped into the baskets of the hungry. However, her grace came with a sacred covenant. The people of Oshiri were forbidden from polluting her waters or killing the sacred pythons and ancient crocodiles that served as her messengers. It was believed that the Ogbuanyanwu River was the mirror of the soul. If a person with an evil heart looked into its depths, they would see not their reflection, but the darkness of their own deeds. The legend of the invaders. The most famous tale of Ogbuanyanwu's power dates back to the era of intertribal wars. A neighboring warlord, hearing of the prosperity of Oshiri, marched his army toward the village. As they reached the banks of the Ogbuanyanwu River, the water was shallow, barely reaching the soldiers' ankles. The warlord laughed, mocking the weak goddess of Oshiri. But as his army reached the middle of the riverbed, the sky suddenly turned as dark as midnight. The sun slayer lived up to her name. The sun vanished, and a roar like 1,000 lions erupted from the earth. The river did not just rise. It rose in a wall of white foam. The soldiers were swept away, not by water, but by what the survivors described as hands made of liquid. Not a single weapon was fired, yet the invasion ended there. Since that day, the people of Oshiri have known that while the goddess is a mother, she is also a fierce protector who brooks no disrespect. The Festival of the Waters. To this day, the spirit of Ogbuanyanwu is celebrated in Oshiri. During the annual festivals, the women of the village dress in white and blue, carrying clay pots to the riverbank. They sing songs of praise that have been passed down through generations, melodies that sound like the rhythmic lapping of waves against the shore. They believe that the goddess still walks among them. Sometimes she appears as a wealthy merchant in the local market, testing the kindness of strangers. Other times, she is the cool breeze that settles over the farms during the scorching heat of the afternoon. The modern echo. As Oshiri moves into the modern age, the legend of Ogbuanyanwu remains a symbol of the community's resilience and the deep connection to nature. The river is not just a body of water, it is a library of Oshiri's history, a source of their life, and the throne of a goddess who ensured that her people would never go thirsty in the desert of time. In Oshiri, they still say, "He who drinks from the river of the goddess drinks the wisdom of the ancestors." And as long as the water flows, the spirit of Ogbuanyanwu lives on.